Knowing what I assumed when I took over command of the agency, one of the things that I knew was very important, and I'm a believer in it, was that the way I can describe it to you is that I make it a point, as a leader of this agency, that no matter what I'm doing, when I first step into the building, I am personally reaching out to people.
Mm-hmm.
How we doing? How's things going? Whether it's in dispatch or it's patrol, I think I'm a firm believer, any one of my staff will tell you that I talk about this quite a bit because this is something that I learned coming up through the ranks, and that is that you practice what you preach. Never forget your roots.
Mm-hmm.
I've never forgotten what it was like to be that patrolman, working the road, responding to the calls and the cases that I was having to handle. And what was important to me was to be supported by the command staff. And part of supporting your staff is that you're reaching out to them; they're not reaching out to you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things can happen in that, by reaching out. That if you're saying how you doing, what's going on, you may have a staff member saying, "Hey, Chief, if you have 5 minutes today, I need to talk to you," and they may want to talk about something that's happening in their personal life, their
Mm-hmm.
family, whatever. As the chief, you wear many different hats, and I think that there are a few powerful moments for me as I elevated myself throughout my law enforcement career. That there were some folks, some leaders
Mm-hmm.
that I learned from. I saw in other agencies that I had worked for that did exactly that. They were there to support you. They understood the complexity of working in law enforcement,
Mm-hmm.
and that look, the only thing that separates us from civilians is that I wear a uniform and you don't, but we're still humans.
Mm-hmm.
We have our lives. We have families. We're still impacted the same way. Um, so that's one thing
Mm-hmm.
that I do. The other thing is that on the positive side, much of what was not happening in the agency that I'm a firm believer in was within assuming command in the agency the first 2 weeks. The former chief had been holding on to awards and recognition that had been decided in one case nearly a year ago, and that created a lot of problems
Yeah.
because I'm a firm believer that people want to know from the top when they do a good job,
Mm-hmm.
and when they do, they have to. That's got to be reinforced to them, but not only that, to the masses. And the reason for that is that demonstrates value. They want to know that they're valued, especially if they're doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 3 awards that within the first 2 weeks that I immediately moved to bestow upon staff members publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that through social media, our police department Facebook page, that really took off. People really loved it. They loved it
Mm-hmm.
because, number one, they want to know what their police department is doing, but secondly, it had never been done before. This was not being shared publicly, and that was a proud moment for me. But I think as a leader,
Mm-hmm.
very positive, and to demonstrate to the staff that you're valued.